right, what's up? Good morning. PT on Ice Daily Show. Dr. Jeff Moore here, currently serving as the CEO of ICE, lead faculty for the cervical and lumbar spine management courses. I'm here with my special guest today. Hopefully you saw the title there. We've got Megan Daley with us from Move On the Daily. Megan and I were out here with Jess Turner and Nate Hamilton teaching our lumbar spine course to Macavicka in Omaha, Nebraska. So first of all, Macavicka, thank you. What a wonderful crew. I think we had 60 people in the room. Just very, very engaged folks and really excited to work with them this weekend. So thank you so much for that. As far as upcoming courses, we've got on March 1st, we have primary care PT starting up. So anybody who wants to jump in, that's our brand new course. Anybody who wants to jump into that, please do. And then March 2nd, we have one spot left for Essential Foundations. So if you want to jump into CMFA Essential Foundations, your last chance is probably today. And then Justin Dunaway will be out in Portland teaching total spine thrust manipulation March 7-8. So if you want to jump into that class, that's out in his hometown. So that'll be cool to be out in Portland with Justin. And I'm sure Morgan will be there as well. So that's what's coming up. If you haven't done gut check, it's spicy. So we did it here in Omaha. It was as many rounds as possible, 10 minutes, 10, 20, 30. So it was 10 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, and 30 jumping lunges. The jumping lunges get a bit spicy. So quite a few rounds. I think Megan here got somewhere in the 7s. I think I was down a solid round or two below that, but really good workout. So, all right, team. So let's jump in and talk Q&A. I've got a bunch of them this week on spinal manipulation. So it actually came up again this weekend. Then I'll have Megan jump in and chat a bit about private practice. So one question we get a lot, and two of you asked me this over the past couple weeks, was if somebody's already getting spinal manipulation, like maybe from a DO or maybe from a chiropractor, like, do you still do it? Like, do you still include it? You know, and I think it's an interesting question because it brings up like this idea that we've got to stop looking at individual interventions as like what we do. You know, like looking at individual interventions and having them carry a lot of weight as far as like the service that we deliver. Because what we deliver is a package and a philosophy, right? So when I think about how I use spinal manipulation, we always talk about crack and clang, and the idea there is that we are changing temporarily some neurophysiology that creates a more favorable environment for loading, right? So the idea is not the manipulation in and of itself, it's how it's organized into a more comprehensive plan of care. It's about what's around it, right? It's about how it's all packaged together to create maximal benefit and change. So it's not like I think to myself, well, somebody else provided this intervention. I'm providing that intervention in a sequence of events that maximizes benefit. So I can't pull it out, right? Because all of it is designed to come together to create maximal change in the shortest period of time. So I would encourage you never to think about like, well, someone did an isolated intervention. Should I not do it? Because the way they did it and the way they packaged it, I have no idea how they packaged it, but I know it's probably different from what I'm going to do. And it's about the totality, not the individualism of an intervention. So I would really encourage all of you to think more about it like that and stop wrestling with the idea of leaving out or putting in interventions as though it's a la carte. It's not a la carte. It's our philosophy in totality. So think more about that comprehensive plan. The other question that comes up about spinal manipulation all the time is if I set somebody up and their back cracks, do I still actually do the thrust, right? And the answer to that is a resounding yes. Right now, I understand the overall quality of the literature as far as does the cavitation matter regarding pain and disability is extraordinarily poor, right? So I don't think we really have a strong leg to stand on from an evidence standpoint, but I will say that we know that neurophysiology is different and garnered by speed and force. Right? So when you think about why somebody has neurophysiological effects, it's how rapid you move that joint or that region and how forceful you do it. And all of those take place during the high velocity thrust. So when you hear someone's back crack, you have not delivered the neurophysiological impulse, right? The neurophysiological impulse is the rapid movement of the region. So never stop the technique when you set somebody up and they have a cavitation. You never back out and say, okay, we're good. Because it wasn't about the sound. Whether or not that's relevant is still up for debate. But what we do know is that it's about the speed. So make sure you still deliver that impulse if you want to create maximum benefit for your patients. So that's a couple questions on spinal manipulation we get all the time. And I want to take a few moments to answer those for you. But now I want to pass it off to Megan Daley and have her take it away with her question.
Hey guys, all right, so I got a really good question. Actually, I hear this a decent amount. Did I have any concerns or fears going into opening up my own practice? Absolutely. I mean, it's it's a very, very nerve-wracking thing. From the standpoint of getting paperwork, getting all the legal stuff in place, like all of that pretty much got covered and taken care of in the out-of-network course with Sarah Heron. If you were even thinking about opening up your own clinic in the next couple of years, I highly, highly recommend that course. It was just a thought in my mind when I decided to sign up for it. And by the end of the course, I looked back at everything that I had done through the homework and was like, holy crap, like I could actually do this tomorrow if I wanted to. So that gave me a lot of confidence. From the other end of things, you need to be at a place with yourself mentally where you feel confident enough. You don't have to be perfect, because ready's a lie. I don't know if you've heard that quote before, but you will never feel ready to make that jump. So for me personally, I knew that I needed like something in place that would almost force me to do it. So my tactic was actually book myself like a 3-week trip, knowing that no one was going to approve that PTO. So then I had to quit by that date. The flip side of that is once you make a decision like that, it is incredibly hard to actually stay in your current situation. So I ended up leaving like 3 months early and just kind of figuring out something to do in the meantime. So it wasn't super ideal, but it worked. So I would say the other part, have some other source of income set up. Either slowly transition out or have some sort of side gig. For me, actually, I was able to do Airbnb with my house to make another income, but that takes a lot of the financial stress off of things when starting up your own business, unless you have the resources to just bail and go full head on into your own private practice, which, I mean, amazing if you can, because that's going to be the main chunk of your focus at that point. The more scattered you are, the less it's going to work for you. Like, you really need to have a focus and a why, and then just go for it. So those were probably the biggest concerns for me, is all the legal medical stuff. So that was completely taken care of with the out-of-network course, like 100%. Like, cannot say enough good things about that course. And then making sure I had like something in place, like a support system, and then something that would basically like push myself out the door. So I had to make that jump, because you won't ever feel ready. I still don't feel ready. I'm doing a great job with it, but I don't feel ready. Like, you'll never get to that point. So you just have to accept that. But yeah, those were my main concerns.
Love it.
Yep.
Ready is a lie. Could not agree more. You just got to send it, team. All right, crew. Well, thank you so much. Make sure you're following Megan. It's Move on the Daily. Megan helps out with a bunch of courses. The clinical management, the fitness athlete stuff, my cervical and lumbar. So if you're following the ICE crew, you'll see plenty of Megan. You'll see us both out at Sampler. I wish that wasn't sold out. I know a lot of you were asking about that. We'll try to figure out a venue next year that can host even more of you. But thanks, everyone, for being here. Have an awesome Monday. As always, ptonice.com. Hit us up. We'd love to hear some comments, more questions for next week. Take care, everybody. Have a killer week.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the PT on Ice Daily Show. If you enjoyed this content, head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. And be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Institute of Clinical Excellence. If you're interested in getting plugged into more ICE content on a weekly basis while earning CEUs from home, check out our virtual ICE online mentorship program at ptonice.com. While you're there, sign up for our Hump Day Hustling newsletter for a free email every Wednesday morning with our top 5 research articles and social media posts that we think are worth reading. Head over to ptonice.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up.